Despite any and all propaganda to the contrary, Michael Joseph Jackson and his big sister, LaToya Yvonne Jackson, had a close relationship. First of all, there was only a 2-year age difference between the two of them, and they were real close, so close that when they were younger, they were inseparable, and members of the family used to call them the twins. That's how close they were, and they used to do things like they used to play dress up, and they used to dress alike and all that, and act out movie parts and movie roles. They used to do all of that. Michael and LaToya when they were younger, so they were really close. LaToya was a very supportive big sister of Michael, and she supported him much and very much throughout his life. She would actually drive him around, join him on business meetings. She would attend them with him as well. And when Michael won the role of the Scarecrow in the movie The Wiz, which was produced in New York City, the movie was made in New York City, LaToya actually shared an apartment with Michael in New York City while he was filming The Wiz. Look at Big Sis actually catering to her younger brother here. Oh, she was spoiling her little brother here. Mike was getting great treatment from his big sister. Michael would even attend or bring LaToya with him when he visited Club Studio 54. He brought her a couple of times there, as well as their baby sister Janet. She also went to Studio 54, but Michael brought them there a couple of times. Michael actually was a frequent visitor of Club Studio 54, so he brought his sisters, LaToya and their baby sister Janet. He brought them there a couple of times. LaToya attended the 1981 American Music Awards with Michael to show support for him. Michael won a couple of awards for his album Off the Wall at that event. You see them here. That's Michael and LaToya there, looking nice. You also see, if you can see in the background there, that is legendary rock and roller Chuck Berry back there. If you can check him out, he's in the background there as well. Michael and LaToya remained close throughout the majority of the 1980s. She was by his side for many of the major career accomplishments he had in the 1980s at that time. She was there by her brother's side as support, and she supported him real strongly. And their relationship was still very strong. Their sibling love was so beautiful. I mean, Michael and LaToya, you could tell they were close. And their sibling love was so beautiful with each other. Yeah. In this pic here, you see Michael and LaToya showing the sibling love and sharing the sibling love with their baby sister Janet. Again, in another photo, see Janet, Michael, and LaToya. Great sibling love. Are the three of them. Here are all three of them again in another photo here. I think this is in the 1980s as well. Photo from the 1980s. In 1983, Michael included his sister LaToya in his video for the song Say, 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 a duet with Paul McCartney. LaToya actually played Michael's love interest in the video, which is interesting. But yeah, Say, 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 a great video. Michael included his sister LaToya. the love they had for each other was undeniable. So he loved his sister, and he promoted his sister. He supported his sister as his sister LaToya supported him. So I just want to, make this video to show you that there was closeness between Michael and LaToya. In 1987, LaToya was a part of Michael's short film for The Way You Make Me Feel. She was in that short film, Michael Jackson, for his song The Way You Make Me Feel. She was featured in that short film. So yeah. So Michael really looked out for LaToya. He really loved LaToya. So that's just a testament to their relationship and the closeness of their relationship. In 1989, LaToya married her then manager, Jack Gordon. What's interesting is that Jack Gordon was co-managing LaToya from years earlier before he married her. He was co-managing LaToya's career with her dad, Joseph Jackson. So Joseph Jackson actually brought Jack Gordon in basically to help co-manage LaToya's career, like in the mid-1980s. In 1989 or around 1989, Jack Gordon took complete control of LaToya's life by telling her that her family, the Jackson family, was trying to kidnap her. He basically used manipulation and got in LaToya's head to make her think that her family was trying to kidnap her in 1989, and that's when they got married in 1989. Subsequently, Jack Gordon passed away later on in 2005. But yeah, they initially got married in 1989. They were officially divorced, and LaToya divorced him in 1997, and subsequently Jack Gordon passed away in 2005. So years removed from having any contact with her family, including Michael, in 1993, LaToya, at first, she supported her brother during them 1993 allegations against him, them bogus allegations against her brother Michael. She supported her brother Michael. And this is not reported in the stories about her. Initially, when the allegations first came to the attention of the public, she supported her brother. She was in support of Michael, full support of him. Then in December 1993, she came out basically saying that she believes the allegations, even though she never seen him do anything sexual or anything like that to a child. She had said she believed the allegations and this and that, and she's supposed to see some checks. He's supposed to written out to the families and all this. Now, mind you, as I said, at this point she had been years removed from the family that was including Michael. So just comes out of blue in December 1993 with these allegations, tossing these allegations about. And like I said, what's important here to mention is that LaToya never ever said that she's seen any inappropriate behavior of her brother towards children. Also, I believe it's noteworthy to mention that LaToya had started being beat by her then husband Jack Gordon, as well as he had been arrested earlier that year, 1993, for abusing LaToya. So he was arrested earlier that year for abusing LaToya. So that's a good thing to note here. And I also want to note that LaToya recanted that story about her believing her brother was a pedophile later on, like in the early 2000s. But I have to say that LaToya reunited with her family around in the late 90s, around 1997, after divorcing Jack Gordon. So she reconnected with her family around 1997. But in the early 2000s, that's when she really came and recanted her story about her believing Michael was a pedophile and all the things she had said in this 1993 press tour that she did about those allegations and all that. She recanted that. Said the only reason she ever said those was because she was forced to by her then husband Jack Gordon, and that's not unbelievable in my opinion, because he was proven to be abusive towards her. So, I mean, I can actually see that being the case, because I know from what I've seen and what I know of the Jackson family that LaToya had great love for her brother Michael. She would have never on her own threw him under the bus. I just don't believe that. I don't buy it. A lot of people didn't know who LaToya was and wasn't familiar, and still to this day are not familiar how close her and Michael's relationship was. And it's just it's a shame, and I don't believe LaToya went on her own to throw her brother under the bus like that. I'm not buying it. So, like I said, she reconnected with the family in the late 90s, like around 1997, and she recanted this whole story of seeing this or supposedly seeing this or thinking Michael was a pedophile and all this other stuff. She recanted that in the early 2000s, saying that she had made those false claims under duress from her husband, who was beating on her at the time, Jack Gordon. Another important point I want to make here, Michael himself almost instantly forgave LaToya. And he was said to have said to Michael was known to have said to family members about that time that he knew that was not LaToya's words. He knew LaToya. He knew his sister. He knew her real well, and that was not her. That he did not believe that was coming from her, and never believed that was her and her true feelings and her true words. But the main point I want to make here is that Michael wholeheartedly forgave his sister LaToya from the love that he had for her, and he knew her. He knew his sister Toy, and he knew those words were not genuinely coming from her and genuinely from her heart. And that's the most important thing here. And all we can say is that Michael loved his sister LaToya. And I got to repeat that because a lot of people feel like Michael and LaToya wasn't close. Michael and LaToya was very close. Needless to say that Michael and his sister LaToya had little to no interaction in the 1990s. At least publicly, they didn't have any interaction at that time in the 1990s. So we move on to the 2003 BET Awards when Michael Jackson honored his idol, James Brown. It was an iconic moment. Check that out if you haven't already. LaToya, his sister, attended that event with him. So LaToya was well in his good graces again. Her brother Michael's good graces, like she never left. And this was in 2003. You see LaToya, you see Michael, and you see the legendary James Brown. During Michael Jackson's 2005 court farce, LaToya was right there at his side in support of her brother Michael, along with the rest of the Jackson family. And she was right by his side, and he had her as his right-hand woman there walking into trial. So she was right there, very supportive of her brother. Very. They were such siblings. Look at them. They were such siblings. Look at LaToya. They had time to even do a little joking around. Unfortunately, this is the last photo that Michael and LaToya took together on May the 14th, 2009 for their parents' 60th wedding anniversary. May the 14th, 2009. As we all know, Michael unfortunately passed away on June the 25th, 2009. So, yeah, right here is the last photo of Michael and his beloved sister, LaToya, at their parents' 60th wedding anniversary, May 14th, 2009. In my opinion, their sibling bond was special. And since LaToya is still with us, fortunately, on this earth, I hope that she's at peace and I hope she's happy. Contrary to a lot of people's opinions, Michael Jackson fans' opinions on LaToya, which they have negative opinions on LaToya, I have a more favorable opinion of LaToya, because I feel like LaToya, besides Michael's mother, besides their mother, besides Michael and LaToya's mother, LaToya was the most supportive of Michael, in my opinion, from the family. You know, it was Mother Catherine first, of course, and then I think LaToya was probably the most supportive of Michael throughout his life. And so she was very important to his life. And I actually hope they include LaToya in this upcoming movie on Michael Jackson's life, because she was an important part of his life, whether fans like it or not. And I give all the love to LaToya, and I give a lot of respect to LaToya, and I thank LaToya for what she was to her brother, and how she fought for her brother the majority of his life. She fought for and supported him and defended her brother the majority of her life. Yes, she had that little relapse in 1993. Yes, she had that, but justifiably so. I believe that Jack Gordon was beating on her. I believe Jack Gordon forced her to say them things. I just believe it. Call me simple-minded or whatever, but I believe that Jack Gordon did those things. So my heart just goes out to LaToya, because some of the criticism I don't think she deserves. I think for the most part, she was very supportive of her brother Michael. She loved him to the day that he died. She fought to get Conrad Murray convicted, and she really fought for things for her brother. Even after death, she fought in the name of her brother, Michael. So I have nothing but love and respect for LaToya Yvonne Jackson. But with that said, I'm gonna end the video right here. I hope you liked it. Please feel free to like, share, comment on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And after subscribing, please hit that little notification bell in order to be notified of any new uploads from the channel. And with that said, I am out. Peace!